the fixing screws of the cover, take those off. Now normally this would be on a wall, so it would be a lot easier. Once those are off, keep them in a safe place. Take the cover off. Now, at this point, what you have to do to change the brushes, you have to get into the top half of the dryer, which is the cover on the power pack. To do this, you have to undo 5 screws. The fixing screw at the top, and then there are 4 screws on the moulding to take off. Again, making sure you keep them in a safe place because they've got to go back in the same place. Right, that's the screws off. Now, very carefully, we take the top half of the motor off, of the cover off. There is a washer on the top of the motor. You take the motor off, and the brushes are visible. Now, to actually do this, you actually have to take the connectors off, and there are 2 connectors on each side, making sure that you take them off from the correct side and they're put back on the same side. So that's the 2 connectors taken off, and then 2 screws are undone. Now at this point, this is a full brush. Now if the brushes need replacing, you'd find that the amount of brush that came out of the holder would be in the region of about that amount. That would mean the brushes would need changing. So believing this is a new brush, you just do the whole process in reverse. Keeping it tight because there is a spring there. You put it back on, and you do the screws back up. The one thing I would also suggest at the same time when you have the brushes off is that you disclean the commutator, which might be a bit dusty from the carbon brush, which is this section here. Just get a brush or a cloth, just clean around that sort of area as much as you can. So you put the 2 screws back again, and you put the terminals back on the screws on the connector there. You do exactly the same for the second brush, and that is the job done. You then have to put the motor back into the machine. This particular side marries up with the rubber washer on the bottom of the moulding. The actual brush itself fits near the bracket, like so, ensuring that the rubber washer is on and that the wires go into the slots provided. We then connect the moulding back. Making sure all the holes line up. I tend to put the bracket screw in first, but sometimes it can be a little difficult to line up.